Good evening, everyone, and welcome back. This is Host Jockeys Unite, the Day Room, the show where we sit and we talk about whatever comes to mind. It's our live version of our podcast. Well, all of our podcasts are live now. Um, but this is an unscripted show, and we just sit there and talk about whatever comes to mind. It's no topics are researched. I'm Chris Edwards, and this is Jay Gallagher, my co-host.
Hey, everybody, how you doing?
Good, Jay, and how have you been doing?
Doing pretty good. Had a great Christmas and great New Year. Got another year older during that time.
Another year
Uh,
older and deeper in debt, huh?
so you ain't kidding. And the reason I say that is for my birthday present, I got a new vehicle. So yeah.
It's a nice one though.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining one bit.
Was it
Uh,
2014?
it's two thousand. No, it's not new, but it's new to me. It's a 2006 Chevrolet Silverado. 4 door, 4 wheel drive, all the redneck stuff that you need.
Right.
So it beats that little Honda van that we were driving. My knees aren't up in the dashboard anymore. I got plenty of room. So,
Knee space is a good thing.
oh yeah, especially when you got arthritis in them.
hmm So tonight's show, we're gonna do something a little different. Of course, everything we do on this show is a little different, but
Oh,
that's another story.
oh
Um,
yeah.
Today we're gonna do a show called uh, "Go or No Go," and it's basically going to be kind of like a game show. What we're going to do is we're going to I picked three videos or pictures, and Jay has previously picked three videos or pictures, and I'm going to throw them up there. We're going to look at them, and we're going to discuss them. At that point, we're going to decide: is it do we go in to interior and fight it interior, or do we hit it hard from the yard? And then the same thing with Jay. He picked three, and I'm going to decide what I'm going to do, and we'll discuss them and have a little bit of discussion on each picture. So Jay, take it away.
Alrighty. We'll pop the first picture up there.
Um, Let me find your first one. And this is for me, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Hang on one second here.
Hanging on.
All right. So here's the first one, and we're going to discuss this. All right. So go or no go. So I pull up on scene, and
Okay.
oh, go ahead, Jay. You kick it off.
Well, here we got a single story residential structure. Heavy fire showing from what appears to be the AB corner. Uh, Chris, go or no go?
I would I would personally say go, except I would find an alternate entry from the alpha side because the alpha delta side is completely intact. I can't really tell from looking at the static picture here is whether the roof is intact or not. So I don't know as far as life safety whether or not the roof is intact in that section. What do you think, Jay?
Well, it would look like to me that she's already self vented through the roof as well as any other path of least resistance that it could find.
Right.
Like you stated, the alpha delta side is still pretty much intact. Uh, if it was me, uh, I would go, uh, and and if conditions hadn't changed, and once I reached the seat of the fire, give it 10 minutes, then would back out and uh, go with Plan B. Uh,
Right.
but but no matter what, while we're advancing to the seat of the fire, make a sweep of the area that's not involved, just to make sure no one's still in there.
Right.
Um,
And that's subjective because when you look at a picture or you look at a video online, you don't know if there's anybody inside or not, and that can change the whole dynamic of the attack. If there's somebody inside, then yeah, it definitely changes the dynamic. But if not, if it's you know
yeah, absolutely. Um, just looking at the time of day, um, if it was during the summertime, I'd be uh, and it's going to sound crazy, but I'd be looking for toys in the yard, anything that would indicate that there might be a child in there.
Right.
Uh, that and as we all know, children uh, tend to hide,
They do.
and and that would yeah, that would definitely take precedence on for the search end of it
Now,
while your engine crew is hitting the fire. The truck company could be
searching.
doing the search.
Now, looking at that picture, it looks to me and like again, it's hard to tell from a picture, but the way the fire's leaning and the way the smoke's blowing, it looks like it's blowing to the left off a frame on that picture.
Hmm.
So that
Yeah,
could indicate the way the wind's blowing if there's any wind.
yeah. That's probably what's keeping the rest of the structure from going as quickly as as it could if the wind was blowing from the other direction. Now, in the attic space, there's no doubt that there's smoke in the uninvolved area, I should say. There's no, there's going to be some smoke, maybe even some fire, but the bulk of it is blowing out the Alpha Bravo side, and the wind is pushing the smoke and the flames away. So, in order for it to advance to the rest of the structure, it's not going to have any much help from the weather.
Right. And
Uh,
something to look at on that, and you can't tell again from the picture is um, exposures. Is there another house on the other side? Because the wind is blowing that fire toward the left off a frame, but you don't know what's on the other side of that frame in the picture.
this is true too. It looks kind of like it would be set up in kind of like a subdivision type deal, and most subdivisions, the houses are pretty spaced apart.
Yeah.
So
Well,
even
well, not
so,
today. Not in today's cookie cutter neighborhoods.
this is true too.
but,
Uh, but
but
as a general rule, back in my day, um, the houses were set apart, I guess you would say, and the way the way the smoke's blowing and everything, it could impede on the exposure, but it's kind of doubtful.
okay. So now it's your turn, Jay. I'm gonna go ahead and find the first video for you or picture.
Okay.
So here we go.
Yes, I checked. I didn't see nobody. 6410.
And we have audio on this and video.
Okay.
I got you an easy one on this one.
6425. On way. Around 2023, Chief ready to command Alpha 1, work and fire.
All right, so you pull up and on scene, and that's what you see. Go or no go, Jay?
Well, if you look in that window that's immediately to the left of where the fire is blowing out, there at the beginning of the picture, that it looked like that there was somebody in that window.
Um,
It
let
looked
me
like
roll.
it looked like it had on a pink shirt or a robe or something like that. So that would definitely, if there was somebody in that window.
Let me roll it back and see if we can.
Uh,
Yes, I
you,
checked.
Oh yeah, I see it.
all right, you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Even though,
it's
let's, all right, homeboy Baldy there said that there wasn't nobody in there,
right,
but he didn't check. Evidently, he didn't check the the flat next to it,
right,
because in that window it looks like there's somebody in there.
right.
I don't see a firewall coming up between the two. So therefore, I would send my crew in to hit it. I would go.
So,
Meanwhile,
well,
send. Go ahead.
let me interrupt you. So, if you look at the top of the screen of that frame,
Mm-hmm.
is that residual smoke blowing off the original fire, or is that extension smoke coming above the where the to the left? Do you see what I'm saying on the top?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It looks like it's coming from the main body of fire
Okay,
because
so
if you look real close and follow it back, you can kind of see like a little smoke trail coming from uh,
right,
the window where the fire's at. You see what I'm talking about?
right,
So I'm gonna assume, and we all know what assume means.
right,
I'm gonna assume that that's coming from the main body of fire or the main fire building. But that person in that window, yeah, that would definitely cause me to go. Plus, you know, even if they wasn't there, I would still attempt to make a push and see where I could go. I mean, yes, it might be an adjoining cockloft there, and fire can spread through the cockloft, and so you could have fire over in there also. But definitely make a push.
yeah. And again, it's hard to tell. You can see a lot better with your eyes than you can on a picture what that
Mm-hmm.
object is in the window to the far upper right, but it's hard to tell. And it looks like the one on the bottom right below it has a sign. Maybe it's a rental sign. I don't know if this
Mm-hmm.
is a single structure or if it's an apartment, like a small apartment complex.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, if you look there, in between where the window where I think someone's standing and the fire building, the different color of the brick.
right.
So that would it might be a separate building,
Yeah.
just adjoined on.
And it could have a an internal firewall, but it just doesn't expand to the roof.
Well, what good is that? I mean,
Yeah.
for it to be a true firewall, it's got to come above the roof. It used to be 6 foot. They may have changed it
Yeah.
since I retired out, but it used to be 6 foot, extending above the roof level. So
Okay. Anything else you want to comment on that one?
no, just I definitely try to make a push.
Make a push. Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's my turn.
Yeah.
So video number 2 from you. Go or no go? Jay, give me a size up.
Okay, you roll up on scene and you've got the holy shit situation. You've got heavy fire showing from Alpha Delta. Looks like it's going all the way through to the back of the structure. Plus fire in the attic. Go or no? And it looks like some of the roof is partially collapsed. Go or no go?
100% depends on if I was reported to have people inside or not. That's a very dangerous situation for firefighters to be in. The roof is collapsed and it's already self-venting. There's no saving that house whatsoever. So you're um, risk a lot to save a lot, risk little to save little. I don't think you'd save very much by actually going in. All the possessions inside are pretty much already gone, with the exception of that far Alpha Bravo corner. But
Mm-hmm.
fire is quickly advancing that way because the roof is already burning at the Alpha Bravo corner. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Well, I'm like you. Uh, there's no saving the house, and if there's anybody on the Alpha Delta side, it's a recovery and not a rescue.
Right,
But I would try to get somebody through that window on the Alpha Bravo side just to make a quick sweep of that room because there's no smoke. You can't see any fire through the window. Could be some is survivable space. Could be somebody in there,
right.
and it don't take 30 seconds to sweep a room.
Yeah, I just my personal worry would be the structural integrity of the roof, even though it's not burned much, but it doesn't take much to collapse.
Oh, for sure, no doubt. That's why I say get in, get out.
Yeah,
There's no interior attack on that. Hit it hard from the yard, get it knocked down, then go in and mop up.
right. Okay. Well, this is going a lot faster than I had planned. Did you have any other things you wanted to say on that?
Um, well, look at the direction of the smoke. Look at the way the direction that the fire is blowing, and if you can even look at some of the trees in the background, it looks kind of like they're leaning towards the direction of the smoke and the flames is
Right.
blowing. If you look at the exposure, that little garage-like thing,
Yeah.
what do you see on the corner?
Looks like water.
It looks like smoke to me. Starting to come off um, starting to come off that garage. So in
I'm
this,
think okay, but I'm thinking the garage is set further forward in the frame than the house is, like it's way offset. So I'm not sure if that's a direct impingement or not. It's just, like I
well,
said, it's hard to tell from a picture.
well, if you, it's not a direct impingement, it'd be more
A
of a
radiation.
radiant heat type deal.
Yeah.
Um, it looks like to the picture in the picture, and again, this is just assumption that garage is getting ready to light off. So you potentially have um, two fires going at the same time. Just judging on what you see here in this picture, would you call for mutual aid?
Yeah, because you can always cancel mutual aid if you don't
Well,
need them. But
exactly.
if you need them, then you don't have them. Then what?
Now, because we don't know the exact size of that garage or what's in it or anything like that. I would definitely get mutual aid coming also. Like you said, it's better to have them on the way and not need them than to need them and they be in the barn.
Right.
And considering how close those trees are, and you really can't tell from for the smoke, but you can see a little bit of a tree between the smoke and the garage roof. You see it?
Yeah. Right
It
there.
it might not even hurt. This looks like an urban interface type deal. It might
Right.
not hurt. It might not hurt to also have forestry coming.
Right. And then it
So
depends on the SOPs of the county. They might come automatically anyway. A lot of places, fire marshal comes automatically anyway, regardless if it's an
yeah,
open fire.
yeah. But luckily, where the departments that I was on, it wasn't up to the fire marshal to uh, call for resources like that. It was all whoever had incident command. So me being captain, if I rolled up on something like this and I called for a second alarm plus forestry, I'd get it.
Right.
So
So if you look at the roof on the Alpha side, kind of more towards the Alpha Bravo side,
mm,
on the very top, what is that white thing? Can you tell? Is that a skylight or is that uh,
uh,
right in the middle of the smoke?
kind of looks like a bull or
A U shape?
yeah, kind of like a longhorn steer skull type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could. Well, if you look over here at the part of the roof of sunburn, the color of the shingles, it kind of matches that. So
Hmm.
it might be just where the smoke, was clear enough that the sun could hit it when the picture was snapped. Because it kind of looks like it might be part of the roof.
Could be. All right.
But
Um, your turn or my turn?
yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. So that was yours. Let me see. Video number 2. Okay. Here we go. This is a little bit on the weird side. This is just a picture, um, and not a video. So Jay, you roll up to a church on fire, right beside the graveyard, and you see
Okay.
this smoke coming out. I mean, flame impingement and fully involved fire blowing out of the windows. I'm assuming this is a church because not many people have a graveyard beside their house.
Yeah, right.
And depending on the day of the week, what do you say? Go or no go?
Surround. No go.
Exactly, that's what I'd say. Churches
I
have
mean,
lots. Churches have lots of money to replace buildings.
Yeah, whether they admit it or not. I mean, if you look right there on the Bravo side, there is a window with nothing coming out of it, but look right above it, that said window, and right beside of it, at the window on the Alpha side, there's fire in that room. So if there's anybody in there, it's too late.
Right.
Uh, they're gone. You'd be making a recovery instead of a rescue. Um,
And the Delta side, you got fire blowing out the Delta side as well. Like
yeah,
the attic, that roof's not far from going. It's already self-ending.
yeah. It Yeah, just keep the gravestone, the gravestones cool and the surrounding area, and just let her go.
Yeah,
And
man. Okay.
anyone that tries to make an interior push on that has got a suicide wish.
For sure. All right.
I mean,
Next
yeah,
up. Oh, go
you
ahead.
don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being aggressive, and there's nothing wrong with you know wanting to put the fire out. But in the same respect, you gotta realize you got a family to go home to, and something like this, unfortunately, um,
It's not worth it.
no, it's not worth risking your life for. Like we stated, if there was anybody in there, unfortunately, judging from the advancement of the fire, they were gone before we even rolled up on scene.
Okay. So next, it's my turn. Let me find the. This will be what, your third video from me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Video number 3. This is an actual video.
Rolling, ain't she? Yeah, wow. That's unreal.
All right, Jay. Tell me what's going on here.
God, man, look at that thing.
Oh, it's gone, man.
Yeah, that's going.
This one,
We'll stick with you guys.
I would try it.
Oh, yeah, look on the side of the house.
Yeah, because it's not.
We're gonna have an
It's
exposure.
very shaky video,
Oh, God,
but
yeah.
it's not.
Chris is first step in.
It's just coming out the porch right now, and the Alpha side.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fire on the Delta side, but you can't really tell what's going on. And now you can't see anything because they're parking the fire equipment right there.
Block my angle. Block my angle. No, damn truck. Yeah.
And this video is actually cut. I
Come on,
didn't want
boys,
to
on the
put the whole
clock.
thing in there and kind of ruin it,
We got
but this actually cut from
There's Chris.
part of the whole thing. This was like originally, I think, 9 minutes long or something like that.
Now, yeah, is as long as that upstairs don't flash, then I would go.
Yeah,
I would try it. And like with the other one, if there's no improvement within 5 or 10 minutes, I'd back out and try again. And if worst comes to worst, you can do a transitional attack.
right.
Knock it down through that window and then go in.
I mean, you could always like the if you look at the picture, the movies or the videos pause now, you can always hit the porch, the roof on the porch, and in that Alpha side window first before you go in, and then kind of proceed in just to kind of make it a little bit more tenable.
Yeah, and
And that would be an uh, aggressive attack, but yet you're still doing it from the outside until you clear the way for the interior crew to get in.
yeah, I would definitely, just from what I've seen in the video, from the smoke just pushing on the uh, out the upstairs, it's on the verge of flashover. I mean, it looked like it was thick black under a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
Um, if you're gonna do a transitional attack, you need to do it quick, because
right,
once that if that upstairs was to light off, then no. Um, hit it hard from hit it from the yard, and do the best you can. But as of right now, Yeah, it'd be a transitional attack. Hit it from the yard through that window and then go.
Yeah. Right.
So, but I tell you what, the air horns on that truck really loud through these headphones.
And I actually had the volume turned down. That wasn't even the original uh, loudness on the volume.
Wow.
All right. So that was the third one for me. Um, and for you, here's the last one, Jay. And watch the initial thing. This one's actually kind of funny. So watch this.
Okay.
Not 100% sure why we're backing this truck in, but okay. While it's standing there burning. You show up on the scene. You got smoke and fire going through the roof. The roof is not there hardly anymore, and that's what you have. Tell me about it.
Okay, the reason that he's backing the truck in like that is when you got a midship, it's best to work either right off the back of the truck or swing the ladder all the way around to the front
Mm-hmm.
and work off the front, not going past um, a certain angle, swung out. Um, that's probably what he's trying to do is get it positioned to where he could operate that ladder. But as far as interior, um, I might would try it. I would definitely go in on the bottom floor and make a quick sweep. Because you never know, and I might would go up the steps to the second floor to see how tenable the conditions were. If it's just in the attic, then yeah, go. But if it's gotten down into the structure itself, I'd let that ladder truck do the work and then go in and mop up.
Well, okay, that's a good point. What I see here is if you look directly center of the picture,
Hmm.
um, alpha side, the whole roof is gone. You see the timbers on the roof, like almost like a skeleton through the fire if you look closely. So the roof is already gone.
Yeah, I see
It's
what you're talking about.
it's already self ventilating. The thing that concerns me is uh, the yucky brown smoke that's showing, which means it's possibly going to flash.
Well, usually with the brown smoke, you don't get a flash as quick as you do if it's solid black.
Okay,
Um,
but there's also a lot of black in the backside of it on the
uh,
Delta side
well,
or the
true,
Charlie side.
but it's like you said, the it's already vented itself, so it's if it was going to flash on that floor, it already done it. In fact, that might be what's caused it to be in the advanced stages it is.
Right.
Um, it would be the lower floors that if they uh, filled up with that real heavy black smoke and a lot of heat, then yeah, I would worry about that. But I think the flashover point, as far as the upstairs is over with. Usually, what I was taught, and again, it may have changed, um, that the brown smoke was when the fire was actually attacking the structure, like the roof trusses, the wall studs, things like that. Um, Now I've seen videos where uh, there was it's a whole very eerily similar to this video that you got here, and the crews went in, pulled the sheetrock ceiling, put the fire out, and you know oddly enough, the visibility on the second floor, even when they pulled the ceiling down, was like you looking across looking across your living room right now, it was clear.
Yeah, on this, just judging from the outside, I would almost think that um, visibility would be pretty good because all the smoke itself is venting out of the roof where it's already burning through.
Yeah.
I just I just worry about that amount of fire load on the top of the roof and possibly of a collapse.
Well, it it would depend a lot on if the fire had the like I said, the advancement of the fire down into the second story. Uh, to me anyway. I mean, there's probably somebody out there, armchair quarterbacking this, probably about to have a stroke over what I just said. But depending on on the conditions of the second floor, if it, like I said, if it was tenable or not, I might would try. If it wasn't very tenable, let the ladder truck put the bulk out and then go in and mop up.
True. I mean, it never hurts to peek your head in the door and see what's going on anyway.
Mm-mm, no. And who knows? And maybe one of them bedrooms there could be a kid. You never know.
Right. And to me, it all depends on what the initial report is. If they say everybody's out, then it might change my mind. But if not, then yeah, we're going to go in and search.
Yeah, but how? But in all honesty, and I know people mean well, but you're talking to someone who's panicking.
Sure.
Their adrenaline's 100 mile an hour. Yeah, everybody's out. Do we really take their 100% their word for it?
But are they?
Is everybody really out? I mean, my thought was always was when someone up there come up to me and say everybody's out. I'd look at them and say, where are they at?
True.
Point them out to me. And if they couldn't do it, we'd go in looking. So,
Exactly.
I mean, the number one priority is life safety and property conservation.
Exactly.
And if we let somebody die because we're taking Joe Blow's word for it, who just pulled up from the grocery store, that everybody's out, I couldn't sleep with a clear conscience.
True. Very true. So what else you got for us today?
Um, Something told me I should have grabbed a couple more pictures, huh? But you know, just when you pull up on scenes like this, I know everything's a rush, and you know, we are a service that I've said it before. We're basically now an EMT service that sometimes fights fire, and I know just as good as anybody else that when you roll up on a scene and you see fire, you want to grab that hose and go. But just take a second or two while you're doing your 360. Play the devil's advocate. Okay, look for signs that somebody could be home. Cars in the driveway, open back door, toys in the yard.
Right.
Just little clues that might somebody might be here.
And it,
And if nobody can confirm that everybody is out of the house, or you personally talk to the homeowner, yes, my family's safe, we're all right over there, then if there's survivable space, make a sweep. Um, and if there's not any survivable space, then the only thing you'd be doing is making a recovery. And
that can wait.
yeah, prayers, thoughts and prayers to the family. I know it sounds harsh, but
Right. It does.
you know, like you said, risk a lot, save a lot, risk a little, save a little. Now, if there was, you know, someone hanging out the window screaming, help, 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 and there's smoke pushing from over their head, then yeah, we're going to make a grab. Um, but, you know, it's all real. It's all really, but I can't talk all of a sudden. Um, Experience
Yeah, it is.
and your training and your judgment.
Exactly.
All three of those combined, will tell you, let's go in and make a sweep, or it's too late. Uh, you know, Prayers to the family.
Exactly.
And it is a hard, um, it's a hard pill to swallow when you have to make a decision like that. And fortunately, in my career, I never had to make a decision like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Exactly.
Um, I've made a few decisions that got my butt reamed out, but in the long run, in my eyes, it was for the better. But it's like you go crawling in and fire, and fires all over the place, and 6 feet from the door, you find a body. Instead of hitting the fire, you drag that body out,
Exactly.
and
Or you go through the whole entire incident, looking for the body and going in and fighting fire, and after it's all stabilized and cleared up, you realize you've been stepping on the body the whole time, going in and out of the door because they're laying right
yeah,
there, and
yep,
you can't find them,
yep,
which is a thing that's been done before.
oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, I remember my dad telling me about a call that they had that the body was so burnt when they found it. They were laying on the couch, and they thought it was part of the couch cushions.
Ooh,
And when they picked it up, and there was a little bit more weight than your normal couch, they're like, "Hey, what the hell's going on here?" And they removed what they thought was the couch cushions, and there was teeth.
hmm.
So yeah, it's always amazed me, like how things like fire will mangle a body, or a traffic accident can the mechanisms of injury and the blunt force trauma in a car accident can do to the human body. It's just
Oh yeah,
it's you know like the wow factor in a way. It might not be the appropriate wording for it, but yeah, folks, just you know rely on your experience, your training, and your judgment. And nobody on the fire department is going to fault you for if you don't feel a situation is safe not going in.
oh yeah, that's for sure.
Uh, you might piss off the homeowner.
Or at least they shouldn't fault you if they're
Yeah,
you know if they're a department that's half worth a damn.
yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie. If it's a little room and contents in the back of the house, and you know, minimal smoke, minimal fire, and you don't go in, yeah, then I might have something to say. But if
If it's
know,
a true life safety issue,
yeah, exactly. If that's the word I was looking for. True life safety issue. Ain't nobody going to fault you for it. You might piss off the homeowner, but if it's that far gone, then go down to Home Depot and buy him 2 or 3 2x4s and a nail, because that's about all you're going to save.
they've got insurance for a reason, and
Now,
statistically speaking, from what I learned in class years ago, was 3/4 of every structure fire, 3 out of every 4 houses that are on fire, or been through a structure fire, regardless of the condition they are when they're done, are bulldozed down and rebuilt anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it could be totally demolished, or it could be just a little damage. But it's like a car. It depends on how much damage is done, whether it's total or not. And it's easier to total out a house than it is to, and rebuild a new one than it is to try to fix something that's been burned.
Exactly. And here's something else I bet you didn't think of. It don't matter if how much of the house is burnt. If you go in and gut the area that was burnt and rebuild it, you still will never get rid of that smell.
No.
And on damp rainy days like it is here today, it's even stronger. So my pop used to be able to go in somebody's house, just to visit or whatnot, and leaving it.
Yeah,
When
this house used to be on fire.
this house has been on fire. Well, how the hell Pop? I can smell it.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
True.
that's all I got on this end, Chris. Unless you got anything.
No, nothing else to do. I did switch the website up again. This is actually better when I showed it to you. You like it. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is gonna work out better for us, and it's got to where you can see like the YouTube videos and whatnot directly on the website. We've got a blog now that we can write blog articles and things like that as well. So hopefully you'll like that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw up here the website address for the new website, which is actually the same website address. It's just a different provider. So
Okay.
it is we also are trying this year as of 24 to do some, and this is actually on the website, some videography work, video work. Tell us a little bit about it, Jay.
What we're planning on doing is going into different fire departments who's recently purchased a new piece of apparatus, or within the past couple of years have purchased a new piece, and one take a tour of the apparatus, uh, find out how this new piece of apparatus works better than for the department than previous pieces that they've had, and we're going to call that segment the latest and greatest. Also, we're going to be uh, hopefully doing some uh, videoing of trainings to help everybody who is trying to study for their firefighter one and their firefighter two certs. It's not what we're going to be putting out is not certification. It's just to help you get certified. It's like a study guide, and the stuff that we'll be teaching from is the sixth edition essentials manual. I'm I'm sure there's still. Uh, God, this thing's heavier than the one I had. Um, I'm sure there's a since this one was come out, I'm pretty sure there's a seventh edition out, but there's still a lot of good information in here that'll help you pass your tests. Um, but and hopefully, whatever subject we're talking on, we can go to one of our neighboring fire departments, and they'll help us out with uh, filming of the evolutions for that particular segment. We we've got we've gotten in touch with two fire departments who said that they would be willing to help. Uh, One of them just asked to give him a little bit of time because he's recently had a
Big arson fire.
yeah, it's big. It's really turned into a big cluster for him, and he's having to deal with EPA and the whole 9 yards. Uh, so he said just to give him a little bit of time before he could before we come out there. But never fear, you can still see my pretty face teaching out of the teaching from the manual.
Yeah, we hope to be doing some more actual out in the field live type of content as well, besides just sitting here in the studio and running our mouths all day. As another part of that production service, you know, we were wanting to do offered to make like training videos for departments or whatever, you
Mm-hmm.
know, public service videos, whatever the department needs, whether it's a fire department or a EMS squad or rescue squad or whatever. You know, if you want some public service videos made or some training videos made, whatever you need, we're willing to do the production for you to save you the time. So if anybody's listening that's involved with that, let us know. We'd be glad to help you out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, we yeah, I've lost my train of thought. You can contact us on via the website or uh, leave us a comment here on how to get in touch with you uh, to help you out with your video needs.
Right.
So,
You can email us at firefighter274 at outlook.com as well.
so, but
With that being said, thank you again, everybody, for watching today. And we hope you have a great night. And
absolutely.
Jay, take us out.
All right, everybody, be safe. Uh, remember, uh, someone at home loves you. Only God knows why.
And two in and two out.
2 in, 2 out. Until next time,
Bye, y'all.
adios.